we'll now move on to our next story. Senator Kashim Shettima, the All Progressives Congress vice presidential candidate, is assuring Nigerians that getting experienced leaders who will hit the ground running immediately after May 29 is the key to having a good government that will help to reduce some of the challenges ahead. Shettima said this at the annual general meeting of the Nigerian Bar Association, where he represented Bola Tinubu, the APC presidential candidate. Now, the former two-term governor of Borno State said the successes achieved in Lagos and Borno states will be replicated across the country. He assured Nigerians that if elected in 2023, the Tinubu-Shettima presidency will hit the ground running and would promptly address issues of economy, ecology, and security in the country. And of course, to help us understand the politics of Bola Tinubu ahead of the 2023 general election is JESUTEGA ONOKPASA, who's a lawyer, writer, and columnist. Thank you so much, JESUTEGA, for coming. And I would like to start. I mean, you must have listened to us about the iconic Second Nigeria project and all of that. I mean, I read one of the presidential aides saying that, look, this is a gift to Tinubu to use to campaign to Nigerians when the campaigns eventually start next month. Tell us about this and, of course, what Nigerians are to expect from the APC and its candidate.
Yes, you know, there is this narrative that there is little for the APC to campaign with. That is false. The problems that we are presently encountering in the country, we have problems that have been piling up since independence. They emanate from issues that were not tackled when they should have been tackled. I often say there is no 7-year-old bandit, for instance. There is no 7-year-old terrorist. So it's not as if any terrorist was minted or born during the Buhari presidency. No, it is the citizen, is the young child that was born 30, 40 years ago who didn't get an education that is today's bandit, you know. Maybe if we had been doing something like school feeding, you know, just keeping the children in school, we wouldn't have this many, sorry to say, never-do-wells willing to go into banditry and so on, you know. The things are really, they are difficult for Nigerians, but there are successes, nevertheless, including the topic you just had, the second Niger bridge, which was actually conceived before independence, but it has been delivered by the Buhari APC administration.
Yeah, I mean, just 40 years ago and all of that. Now, let's talk about Tinubu and who is kind of person is as a politician. We've seen him coming from the progressive school of thought. I mean, I remember those days when he was in AD, coming to AC and then ACN. Tinubu and his political camp were always the firebrand politicians providing ideas. We'll bring state police, we'll bring restructuring. There needs to be a new constitution and all of that. And suddenly from 2015 till now, people became suddenly suspicious of Tinubu when he joined the CPC and all of that. Has he become a conservative?
No. Tinubu has always been a progressive. Tinubu is the archetypal progressive. Tinubu is arguably the most impactful politician in Nigeria's history. He is astonishingly impactful.
In the midst of several politicians, Obafemi Awolowo, Nnamdi Azikiwe, and many of that.
Well, I'm discounting those elders. Certainly from 1999 to date, I think it will be very difficult to find a politician as impactful. A politician with so much to speak for him in terms of verifiable achievements. I hope
you're not meaning that President Buhari comes second after Tinubu.
Oh no, not at all.
Is that what you're saying?
It's our president. He's had a tenure that I feel has been unfairly assessed. You know. Because his administration has been assessed without the fairness of the challenges that he met on ground, you know. We used to take 2.2 million, 2.4 million barrels of oil per day for granted. We don't have that now. Do you understand?
So, and how would the Tinubu, if he becomes president, help to resolve some of these issues?
Yes, because that is the Tinubu trademark. Tinubu is, I like to say Tinubu is the city boy who turns the village into a town, who turns the town into a city, and turns the city into a mega city. That's Tinubu for you. Tinubu is not someone who waits to learn from someone else. He's someone who even teaches. You know, there are a lot of innovations in governance in Nigeria which have been copied at state level, at federal level, that Tinubu spearheaded, you know, including your Treasury Single Account, TSA, you know. Tinubu is someone who sees a problem. Okay, you take, for instance, this problem, we need 100 million to tackle this problem. Tinubu begins to wonder, okay, do we just throw 100 million at this problem? That's not how his mind works. How do we create wealth? How do we create employment? How do we reduce joblessness while tackling this problem?
Yeah, but of course, in the midst of all of this, the controversies swelling around Tinubu itself have just refused to go away. First of all, they keep saying that he is the godfather who imposes people on Lagos, wanting to determine who becomes Lagos State governor. And of course, the issues, the unending issues of his certificates, the unending issues of his health, the unending issues of his overtowering stature in the APC. How is he going to tackle all of this as he's simultaneously preparing for campaign?
Tinubu managed to be the best performing governor in Nigeria when former President Obasanjo withheld all the local government funds in Lagos. Tinubu is a problem solver. If it's a question of Tinubu's health, Tinubu campaigned more than any other candidate for the ticket of the APC. He campaigned more than Atiku did for the PDP ticket. Tinubu visited absolutely every state.
So you think the criticisms are unfair?
They are completely baseless. When it comes to his education, at least we all know that Tinubu is a graduate from America.
Yeah, but of course, his primary and secondary schools are the things that have remained very controversial. Even when Chief Gani Fahimi had to take him to court, and of course, all those things remain unanswered up to today.
The issues have been cleared in a court of law. And then we all know what Tinubu suffered as a bulwark of the June 12th struggle.
You think these issues have been cleared? And you think that the oppositions are not preparing for you when campaigns begin in next month?
I'm a lawyer. They have nothing. On what basis? They have been cleared in court.
But are you aware that there's a court case that's ongoing about his certificates by some aggrieved members of the APC who does feel that Tinubu hasn't explained his primary and secondary school very well? Why did he just submit only his university certificate?
The question is a question of law. What does the law say? A man is a graduate, he's not qualified to be the president of Nigeria. Case closed. Tinubu is a graduate. He's a university graduate. He is more than qualified because he qualified to be president of Nigeria. His secondary school certificate or the equivalent.
Is the Tinubu campaign organization worried about the growing influence of the likes of Labour Party's presidential candidate Peter Obi in urban centers, young people? And of course, you must have seen the way some young people try to make a caricature of your vice presidential candidate when it comes to his dressing and all of that. Don't you think that the youth...
I think that is an exercise in pettiness.
What would you say to those young people?
Think the good thing about my party's ticket is that we have, the APC currently has the most qualified presidential and vice presidential candidate for any presidential election in the history of this country. With all due respect to all the great people.
Despite the Muslim ticket controversy and all of that.
I am a Christian. If I am to judge judge them according to my Christian standard. And the standard of the Bible is, by their fruits you shall know them. These are not my standards. These are the standards of the Holy Bible. I would even say this is a Christian ticket, because both gentlemen, they behave in a Christ-like manner as far as I'm concerned. So I'm not looking at their religion. I'm judging them. Is it a man?
The issues, the allegations of corruptions against your candidate, and
which,
you think that
which of my candidates?
I mean, when you hear what the opposition is saying, it's always been a very huge,
which opposition? the opposition,
well,
the PDP, the opposition candidate, Alhaji Atiku,
all right,
was a customs officer who abandoned his customs work to start running taxis. Is that not the height of corruption?
So that's what the APC will use against him.
No, in fact, he's not even in contention.
All right.
For the 2023 election.
Okay, I hope you know that it's your biggest challenger.
He's not.
Well, we must thank you so much, JESUTEGA ONOKPASA, who's a lawyer, writer, and columnist. I mean, I've been reading some of your writings. And of course, when the campaigns begin next month, I just hope the APC is ready. Because as a governing party, you know what it means to be in the opposition. APC is used to being in the opposition in the past, and of course, they used it against the PDP. This time around, the thinking is that the PDP and others will use it against the APC. Well, we must thank you for being on the show, and that's how it's been for this edition of the Arise interview. Do join us again tomorrow from me and the entire team here in Abuja. Goodbye, and thank you for watching. I'm Sono Sambo.